going to take a few minutes today and go through my Yaks procedures. This software is just phenomenal. And I'm going to go through what I do. I'm getting about 80% indexing, getting a lot of rankings. I do local SEO, just so you'll know up front. I'm not doing any affiliate or any national SEO campaigns. So, but if you're doing local, this has been great for ranking. I don't use, I barely use any other backlinking but Yaks. I mean, then there's really, if you're creating niche sites and geo sites and similar sites like that, you probably won't need any other backlinks. I use a few others. Once in a while, I'll try some other people's backlinks, but for the most part, this is it. And I want to mention my Patreon. If you go to my Patreon, which I'll list in this post or either in the description, there's more information than what I'm giving here. There's actually some bonus material. So check that out, especially if you're doing local SEO. I drop tips every week, hopefully several times a week. And first, I want to thank Jesper. I've been in the SEO business for about 20 plus years, more than 20 years. And about 5 years ago, I realized that at Amazon hosting, I could get some great backlinks and some great rankings. The problem was there was no software at all to do that with. The best they had at the time was static to HTML, I think it was called. It was a WordPress plugin. There was a couple of them. And what you'd have to do is you have to create your site at WordPress, download it in HTML format. You had to do everything right. You know, there's always details. And then you had to upload it to Amazon in the buckets. And it was just a little bit of a nightmare, a lot of moving parts. And the formatting never made it over. I got the most basic theme I could possibly find, and it still never looked right. Plus, nothing worked. I mean, you know, you couldn't do forms on there. You couldn't do all the stuff that Jesper has put into this software. So I want to thank Jesper for this just amazing software. And another thing, Jesper is really good at SEO. He knows his stuff. He's got this new schema writer. Check that out. And he's always adding value to this software. And he knows, he puts the SEO, factors and things that Google wants to see in all of this. And it works so smooth and it works perfectly. I'm just, if you can't tell, I'm excited about Yaks and have been for quite some time. I want to just kind of jump through a couple things here. And a lot of the stuff you already know. A lot of the standard stuff I do, it's all in the videos, and Jesper has gone through all that. But I'll just buzz down through here. There's probably some things that I should use that I don't, but I just use the standard, classic background, the build settings. I always pick link wheel with spoke because everything's interlinked. Here's my target URL. So most of this is just the standard fare here. Let me jump down here. Image SEO, and I want to mention that I have a VA that does the basic setup for me. Then I come in here and do what I need to do. I always use the image SEO. Apparently on this one I didn't, and I'll show you what that should look like. So that should look like this. Get your keyword, of course, up here, and and Google can read this, by the way. This is your NAP. Google can read that. And I always put, the videos here at the top above the scroll line. And I'll show you how to put a bunch more videos in here in a little bit. I always like to put a call now button. These are ranking. These sites are ranking. And I want to put a call now button. Of course, it goes right. If you're on your phone, I'm not on my phone, but it would go right to your phone. And a form too. I also use forms. If I can, let me see. Yeah, here we go. On this particular page, I'm using a form here. So you want to capture some leads since these are ranking. So go ahead and put in your NAP. Always link back to the page. The brand right here is in the anchor text, and then you got your call now button. But assume that these are going to rank and that somebody's going to get a hold of you. So one thing I like to do is I like to put these My Maps in usually the special content area. And if you don't know what a My Map is, it's just a custom map that you put into Google, and and you can put keywords in it, associate keywords with the location. And let's just pop this open, have a look at it. Yeah, and you can see landscape planning, which is the keyword. It's right here at the top. It's right down here. It should be, yeah. And then we got the link to the NAP is in here again. And then we got a bunch of keywords, and we got a description and a link to the GMB, and then a link to the YouTube video. And I got a gig of Fiverr that makes these for me. I'll put that link also in the comments or in the description. You'll see it, because these, I believe, help rank the GMB. Here's what they look like when you get them back. There's just a big long list. There's my phone. And then you take these, once you get them back from the guy at Fiverr, then I just take these and I click share and I grab the embed code. And then I spin these. I put all these back. Whoops. Let me highlight that. I put all these back into the Excel file right there. And then once I get them all done, when I say that's not me. It's the VA will go back through here and add all the embed codes. There should be about 60 of these. Yeah, 62. And then we'll just spin. I'll take these iframes and I'll put them in a spinner and I'll spin them all. And then, so that way, each page has a different mind map in it. So you get a lot of exposure for these mind maps with the keywords in them. A lot of geo signaling back to the website. And while I'm thinking about it, the key word in everything I do is variety. You want to make sure every page that you build is different from another. The one thing Google hates at this point is duplication. You know, they don't have they've come out publicly and said they don't have the space to index everything, and that makes perfect sense. So what they're trying to pick and choose and cherry pick some of the better sites that offer new information. If everything looks the same on your YACSS sites, and you're just posting the same thing on every page, you might forget about or indexing, because the problem is not going to happen. So spin everything. And while we're on the subject, I'm going to embed a couple of videos right here. One is about putting entities into your YACSS sites and how to spin those, how to produce them quickly, and how to spin them, and then how to use tables also, to put tables into your YACSS site in bulk. And both of these videos, I'll just put these next so you can check those out. But again, the idea is variety and lots of spinning. Here's something I stumbled onto this morning while I was looking for entity keywords. I wanted to get a list of entity keywords to put in a bullet point list for some of the backlinking I'm doing, some of the articles. And what I found was, if you use this prompt, give me 10 entities related to the keyword, and in this case it's retaining walls, put them in bullet point format. Well, it'll give me entities and a description plus the source, the link source, which you need. In your articles, to give more credibility, you need sources like Wikipedia has at the bottom with actual links back to those websites. And this is a great way to get some quick ones. And I tell it to use Link Reader, which it probably would anyway. But Link Reader is a plugin that will actually go out and source the internet. Let me make sure I'm using, I'm using GPT-4. Okay, so let me show you what happens here. I click the prompt, let me go down here. There, it's using Link Reader, accessing the internet. And then, here we go. And then it sources them. And this is so important for, I use YACSS, Cloud Builder, Cloud Blog Builder. And I put these in the articles, and it's actual sourcing. It's just like when you was in high school and you did a report, you had to source it. It's real similar. And then what I do is, instead of hitting if you hit the clipboard, it gives you some funky source code. And what I do is I just highlight it. And I want to show you something else here that I do. Come on. Just grab this whole thing. Go down there. There we go. We're having a heck of a time here grabbing this. I got some browser problems, mouse problems. It double clicks when it shouldn't and stuff. Keep going. There we go. Stop right about there. Copy. Okay, now over here in this HTML editor, which is html5-editor.net, I use this a lot. I'm putting these in Spintax format. So I got my Spintax bracket up here and then another pipe there. I'm going to put a pipe here and then I'm going to put my sources here. And what happens is every time that I deploy a new page, I get a different source. So the pages are very varied to my sources. And so I'll just keep putting more sources in here, citations, and I'll get maybe 5 or 6 of them, and each time I'll get a different one on my page because I'm putting them in Spintax format. And then back here to my, you probably know how this works. I want to say right. 5 more. I'm going to get 5 more the same. Or I could hit continue. I think I'd probably get them that way. But you can just keep repeating this process until you get the amount of citations you want. There we go. And I'll just keep saying, give me 5 more. And then I'll keep putting them in my Spintax until I get 5 or 6 variations. And I've got a nice set of citations that will vary on each of my articles. You're welcome. Continuing on with the same idea in the last video with the entities, we're going to do this now. We're going to put them in table format. Google loves tables and bullet points, and this will help you rank. Give me 10 entities related to the keyword retaining walls. Put them in table format in HTML. And we're just going to do a bunch of these, and then we're going to put them in Spintax format. And then we're going to have a lot of variety on the page because now we're spinning bullet points and now we're spinning tables. And this will access link reader. It'll go out on the internet and access link reader, give you the proper links for the sources. And we'll just go ahead and hit go here. And I'm going to pause the video until it's done. Okay, now we got our table. I'm going to hit copy code. We're going to go over here to our HTML editor. And I'm going to just paste the code in there. And now we got our table. Whoops, it left out the link. So I need to go back and fix that. Hang on just a second. Okay, so I added another line. This is the first time it didn't give me the source. So I added the line, please include the source link and make the anchor text source because it was making it link. So we're just going to click that there. Get another version of this. There it goes. Yep, there's the links right there. Here we go. I'll pause this again until it's done. Okay, we've got our table. Let's go up here and grab the code. And I'm going to just hit copy code there. And I'm going to paste that into my HTML editor. Ooh, there it is. Like it. Beautiful, beautiful table. It's got a source code. It's got all my entity words. And let's go up here. And I'm going to throw in my Spintax bracket. Hopefully you know what that is. You can look it up if you don't. And then my pipe. And then I'm going to put my bracket down here, my ending bracket. And then my next table will go right in there. So I'll do about 5 or 6 of these tables. And then I'll spin them onto my Yaks articles that I'm going to post. And again, I'll just go in here and hit write another 10 more. Of course, it knows what I'm talking about. So now you've got tables and bullet points, which, again, in my opinion, are critical to ranking. Here they come. Yeah, there we go. These are critical for ranking. It just puts you heads and tails above everybody else, especially on local. There's not a lot. Local is extremely non-competitive, in my opinion, because so many people don't really do the SEO they should locally, and simply because plumbers are out plumbing, electricians are out doing electrical work, lawn service guys are out mowing lawns, taking care of lawns. So really a competitive advantage in local, whereas in national you're fighting a lot of other SEO guys. But anyway, there you go. Spinning. Okay, another thing I do is I'll go to Word. I think it's wordart.com. There's a bunch of these. And I will put all my keywords into that, and then I'll spit out a word art. These are called word clouds. And Google can read these. So you can actually keyword stuff a picture and kind of get away with keyword stuffing by putting all your keywords in. And it'll take out duplicates. So you've got just only, your main keywords in here. And that, this isn't the end all, but it helps. And I always put that in the special content area. Of course, I put the customers' Google map in here, along with the My Map. They got the My Map up here. And then I put the customer's Google map in here. And then down here in the special sections, I got citations, and I'm starting to do this with everything I do. I'm sourcing things. Wikipedia does it on everything. If you look at the bottom, they cite everything. They source everything. And so that's what I'm doing here. Don't worry if it links out to a competitor. Google wants to see that you did the work and that you cite everything. And this is just icing on the cake for SEO optimization, is sourcing everything. And make sure that when you source it, of course you can source it in ChatGPT. I use WebPilot so that ChatGPT will go out on the web and get these sources. Otherwise, you're going to get old information, and it's not going to go out on the net. But it sources all these, and if just going over these quickly, I can see it's got some great sources, relevant sources, and I think these are. I'm not exactly sure what these words are right here. They may be LSI words at this point. Some of these YACSS pages I did quite a while ago. Over here I've got my, and I don't always do these service areas, but I did on this one. And these all link out to the relevant maps. Service areas include, and then here's the different areas that we service. And these all link to the Google Maps, the relevant Google Maps. And I can't see, this is on preview here. I can't see what's behind there. I guess I could go back and look, but I'm sure this is spun and this doesn't pop up on every page. Something else probably will. And we'll probably look at that here in a little bit. News, hopefully you're using news, and make sure it randomizes on every page. I put 4 on a page, and I click 100 to make sure we get 100 news items from our relevant Google News site. Jasper's got this built in, so make sure and use the news. Google loves Google, and all these come from Google News. So, and remember that. Google loves Google. Google wants to see their maps on your page here. They want to see the YouTube videos. Anything that's Google should be put in here. Here's another, like I mentioned earlier, these go to Google Maps. I've probably got 20 links to Google sites on this page right here. So remember, Google loves Google. And I want to talk about images for a second while we got them here. When I first started using Yaks, I actually uploaded the images, the actual file images. And it only took like 25, and then it wouldn't upload very well because of the size of the images. What I do now is I go to post image. You can upload your images, and then and these are images of houses. Then must have got them off Pixabay or somewhere. I use Canva now for all my images. Because Canva sources, I think it's Shutterstock, and they've got just a ton of great images. And I use AI too for images. But if you hit share here, it'll give you all the links, and you can kind of hot link these back to post images, and you can just stick those in your image URL box, which is, I believe it's right here. Yeah, right here. You just click image URL, and then you spin those, of course. Take all your images and spin them. Let me show you a spinner I use quite often. And there's a ton of these on the net. This is not news here, but I use what is this? blackhatlinks.com, and they got a spinner there, and I just paste all those in there. Let me just do that real quick, and I'll just hit these up here, copy them. And again, I just want to repeat, these are my images hosted at Post Image, free hosting, by the way. And if it's free, I'll mention it. If there's a cost, I'll mention it. And you just hit generate spin tags, and there you've got all your images spun so that each page again has a different image. And there's probably 50 to 100 in there. You want a lot of images because you want variety on your page, and you want every page to be completely different. Before I upload these, I haven't always did this, but I'm doing it now. Geotag these. It's just some more icing on the SEO optimization cake, and it's a little extra effort that somebody else may not be doing. And if you're doing local, a lot of companies don't go to the extent that I do. It takes me about all day to create a Yaks campaign. Because what I found out in my years of SEO is, let's say I'm doing a plumber in Kansas City, the chances are, or even let me say St. Joe is a smaller area, chances are nobody else has did any SEO even to this, even in 2023. Amazingly enough, we're always bringing in new customers, and they haven't did any SEO ever, and neither have their competition. And once in a while, you may see one or two competitors doing SEO, but it's not as competitive as you think. So it doesn't take much to beat the next guy. And what you're really competing with a lot of times is the national companies, Angie's List, Home Advisor, stuff like that. And then, they may have not have gone to the extent that you go to. Yeah, geotag all your images. Let me show you why I geotag mine. And again, I have a VA do this. And I go, it's tool.geoimgr.com, and you just upload. I think you can upload 20 at a time. There's a small charge here. I think it's $9 a month. But you just upload those up here. Then you can come up here. Once you upload one, let me upload one here. Okay, I've got one uploaded. Once you upload one, you can type in your business, and let's just type in, I'm gonna make one up. Let's just type in St. Joe Civic Arena. And then it locates that place. It gives you the latitude and longitude. Then you just write the tags onto the picture. Bingo. It actually puts, I think it puts some additional information into the picture besides the Latin longe, like the company name or whatever you type in here, the actual location name. And then you just hit download. And you can, like I said, you can put about 20 in those at a time. And then upload those to Post Images, and then put the links into your YACSS site as images. I talked earlier about entities and tables, and right here is an example of that. You got your entity, your description, your source, and so not only do you have your entity words, you've got a source for all those, and Google just loves this stuff, especially tables. Always use tables, always use bullet points. The more the merrier. Another thing I like to do is use Wikipedia. And what I do, this business is in St. Joseph, Missouri. I just go to the Wikipedia site and just copy and paste everything. I'll do that right now. And it occurred to me at some point that, Google not only likes to see links in, they like to see links out. And you can make all these no follow, by the way, if you have any problem with outlinking to other links. But what I do is just go to Wikipedia for your city or your industry, and just copy and paste it. Just right click on it and copy and paste it. I'll highlight it and copy and paste it all, because there's a ton of links out to geolocations. Right in here, there's probably 20, and you can take the whole thing. But what I would do similar to the entities, I would just copy that. And as you can see, I'm pasting it into a doc file, and just use your, there's that pipe there, and come up here and use your bracket, your spin tax bracket, and just create paragraphs using Wikipedia. And come down here and grab the next paragraph. And I think you're seeing a pattern developing. Paste that in there. Throw your pipe in there, and just keep going until you get, until you get all of the Wikipedia article in there. It takes time, of course, and then you can just put your, once you get them all in there, you use your other bracket, closing bracket. And so every time, the page deploys, you've got a different piece of Wikipedia article for that city with all kinds of geo signals located, within it. And there's probably, gosh, well, there's a ton here. Some of them are long, I will say that. Yeah, you could do this all day long. And this would be awesome to put into your, I just highlight that and paste that right in there. This would be awesome to put in here. Look at all the geo signals in here. And even though this isn't related specifically to your business, it is related to the city. So I would put a lot of geo signals. You could spin this. You could put the public schools. Then you could put the middle schools, and you could put the private schools. Here's the highways serving the city. These are all great. Here's the broadcast stations. These are all great signals. Radio stations, newspapers. I would spin all this. Every page has got a different piece of information about the local city. Population over here, wouldn't that be awesome? I'm seeing a lot more here than I normally see. I guess maybe I'm doing this video, but I see a ton of opportunity here just for content, variety of content. And just to talk about the point I made earlier, look right here. Wikipedia is, kind of chastising this article. It says this section does not cite any sources. Please improve this section by adding citations to reliable sources. Reliable pages cite sources, and that's just standard stuff. SEO is a lot like a book outline. You've got your siloing, you've got your topics, you got your subtopics, you got your copy, and then you've got your citations. And I'm probably leaving something out, but it's real similar, if you think of it in those terms. I want to mention I use the first content option. I have nothing against the others. I've never tried them. They're probably great, but I like to put my own content in here because I can do a few more things. Everything's spun, as you can see here. I don't want to see the same copy on every page. I'm not convinced that Google cares a lot about copy, but they do care about it some. And I want to mention too, while we're here, and I talk about this in my Patreon, Google wants to see everything as far as the content, helpful content update. They want to see everything from a first-person point of view. So when I write content, that it is from a first-person point of view from here on out. It hasn't always been that way. But and if nothing else, use we, our, ours. If you're talking about a company, but use it from the perspective of the person writing, not a third-person informational type article. That's huge, by the way. And like I said, I got a whole video on it. I've got proof in my Patreon, but you'll see that if you go there. You can put news here on the home page only, but I put 4 columns on every page and randomizes. And while I'm here, and if you have to redo a page, we've got 40 here. Just go back in here. Every time I have to redo, sometimes I have to redo pages and re-upload them, but I always make sure and redo the news because you've got good news. You've got good news. There's no good news out there, but you've got new news. And so I just redid that. Hit regenerate. FAQs. Whoa. Okay, this is definitely no good. I always do 20 FAQs, or my VA does. And I don't know if this page, yeah, this has been posted. So this is a mistake on my part, but I always do 20. And then I always spin 3. I randomize 3 on every page. And again, that's just more random content. Google wants to see FAQs. They want to see FAQs, bullet points, and tables with relevant information. And you always want to do YouTube videos where possible. This particular one, I only had one company video for this client. Sometimes I'll make my own using Pictory for the client, because you really need a YouTube video so you can backlink back to the customer from a relevant YouTube video. And that's just a side tip. But I want to show you another way that I get YouTube videos into my content apart from this spot. But if you can, you want to put as many spun videos in here as you can. Google wants to see that YouTube video above the fold. One thing I do to get more content into these pages is I go to rss.app. And what it does, it will pull just about anything and put it into a widget. And I usually use a 5-list widget. And I'll just kind of show you how this works here. Let's say that your customer's got a Facebook page. You can just put their URL in here and it'll pull their Facebook posts. It'll give you I think it's a JavaScript code, maybe an iframe code if you want it. And then you can post that into your Yaks pages, and then a little more relevance to your client site and to your Yaks pages. Let me show you some of my feeds here and kind of how it works. And let's say you're doing work for a roofer. You need some videos. And again, you can spin these. You can make several of these and then spin them. So each time you've got a different set of videos coming up. And it's going to pull the YouTube. There we go. It's going to pull all the YouTube videos at the top for how to choose a roofer. And let's go up here and we hit widgets. And we want 5. But we want a list here. And we want 5 posts. And now when it goes onto the page, it's going to look just like this. Put this in the special content area, and you've got 5 videos right there on your page. Actually, this looks like it came from Google News. What you want to do is just come over here to Google, do a search for relevant videos, and then you can take this link up here at the top and go back to rs.app, and you just paste that search query into there from YouTube, hit generate. Should generate exactly what you need here as far as a widget. And here's an example of one right here, 5 posts. And again, it just looks like this on your site once you get it on your site. And it just gives you more Google. Google loves Google stuff, you know, the YouTube videos. And you can put this in a carousel like this, you know, so it goes through. You can put it in an image board. The thing I like about the image board, it gives you more images on your page. These are thumbnails. These aren't actual videos. So if you want more images, and you can actually do a 10, I think you can do a 10. Yeah, you'd have to hit customize, and you can do a ticker. I don't suggest that. Magazine style videos. Wow, look at all those. And you can limit how many you want in your list. I always go with 5. And again, you can do, we just did YouTube. You can do Instagram posts. You can do the web page RSS feed. You can do Twitter. There's no end to it. And you can put all these in your special content areas to really give your site more variety and more juice, really. And variety Google's going to see you've got just a ton of stuff on a certain subject from a ton of different areas. You're probably going to index much better. Pinterest, a lot of great images there. Google loves pictures, get as many pictures on your page as possible. Daily motion, but anyway, this is $20 a month is what I believe this runs, and I think I've got I'm using about 80 feeds out of 100. It gives you 100, and you can probably get a higher amount than that. And you can also, if you have a page that doesn't seem to have an RSS feed, it has an RSS builder, so you can actually put the page in here and it'll build an RSS feed and then build a widget out of that. I'm kind of bouncing around here, but I want to show you back to the Wikipedia stuff. This is a zipline company, and instead of the city here, I pulled I did pull the city over here on the left, just like I told you earlier. But I also pulled the zipline page from Wikipedia, so I've got more signals about ziplines and the city both. And then I want to show you down here. I always, and this is probably nothing new to anybody, but make sure and put the customer's map in here if you're doing local. That's a must. And as far as the footer links, one thing I like to do, let's assume this is your business here. I like to go up here to driving directions, type in a 1, and look, it gives you all these suggestions. So boom, we hit the first one. Now we've got driving directions. I just go up here and take the link to this driving direction. And then I get about 20 of these, and then I spin them and put them in the footer. And now you've got different driving directions on each page to your business. And so that's just another little geo signal back to your business. And like I said, if you put just a number in here, I mean, right there, we've got 5 places, you can click on. You don't have to actually know the different locations. You can just hit a 2. Now we've got another 5, hit a 3. Excuse me, you can have your VA do all these if you want to. Hit a 4. I've got suggestions that I can click on too. And so it doesn't take long to get 20 driving directions to put in your footer links. Again, get all these, put them in a spreadsheet, spin them, and then put the spun version into your footer links. And I also want to mention, let's say your client has 20 pages on their blog site. Spin those, put them in your footer links as spun links so that each page has a different link back to your client's website, especially those inner pages. These pages are niche pages based on different subjects around your client's niche, and these articles are important for driving juice back to those inner pages for these keywords. Google sees these keywords in these headers, and you're going to get credit for a lot of the keywords in these headers if you link back. And a lot of people don't link back to their inner pages. That's a big mistake, because you can rank very well by linking back to those inner pages. And I just looked here on this page right here, just on this subheader right here, I searched Google for, actually let's search it for the correct word here. And if you go down here, you can see the pages that I built. There's one right there at Bunny, and there's one right here at Amazon. And again, we're fighting, we're always fighting Yelp and some of the rest of them. House, Yellow Pages. But yeah, these show up, no doubt. And I probably didn't have to mention keyword plus city. I mean, that should be a given, but that's what you're seeing here. Here's the page. Oh, here we go, over here. How much does stamped concrete cost? This is a RSS feed that we just talked about. And this is what it looks like on the page. I'm glad we spotted this. And you can do these over and over and spin them, so each time you've got a different widget on your page. And you can put multiple widgets on your page. I put the client's Facebook posts, Twitter posts, multiple widgets on this page. So yeah, and these look great. Google wants to see this. Google loves Google. And then another thing I want to talk about is I always submit everything to SendBite. I gather up all my links, I submit it to SendBite. I want to make sure they're going to index. Google is very slow with indexing. Hopefully you have an indexing process or software that will index stuff, but SendBite is what I use. All this stuff can get a little expensive over time, but it's well worth it. There's a few others out there. Omega, a lot of people use Omega. I don't see Omega kind of dropped in its effectiveness for a while, and I don't use it quite as much, but I may start again. And some of them kind of drop and then they come back. You've got to keep your ear to the ground. One great way of backlinking all these pages is using Scrapebox that's built into Yaks now. What Scrapebox does is it gives you blog comments to all these pages, and you don't want your pages out there orphaned, or they stand a chance of losing their indexing and their relevance, because Google, in my opinion, doesn't want to see orphan pages. If nobody's linking to a page, it signals that the page isn't worth much. So over time, you want to link to all these pages. Scrapebox, like I said, does the blog commenting. Google has publicly stated a blog comment is part of the content of a page. So you might use this within, this is within Yaks, a bulk backlinker, right, built into Yaks called Scrapebox. Check into that, because again, that's a very important part of all these pages. And it's not easy to backlink to 1,500 pages at once. It's very difficult, but check that out. If you made it this far, I want to say thanks for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. And I want to mention again my Patreon. There's some stuff there that you're going to need if you're wanting to rank in local SEO. I only do local SEO. And if that's what you do, we can help you. We can help you on a daily and weekly basis. I post there at least once a week, and hopefully, if I get time, multiple times a week. I'm kind of a curator. I'll watch, 3 or 4 videos a day on SEO. I take the best stuff, and I'll bring it to you. 20 plus years doing this, I can see what works and what doesn't pretty quick. And again, I thank you for watching. And again, I want to thank Jesper for this awesome piece of software.